today's video, I will be showcasing a level 100 unique Jellal. Now, this video wouldn't be possible without the person who actually has this unit. I did ask them if they had a YouTube channel or anything like that, and they said they do not. But this is their Discord, so I don't know. If you want to do something with that, if you want to thank them on my Discord server or whatever, but yeah, they were lucky enough to pull a unique Jellal, and they sent me photos of it at each upgrade, and I'm going to be going through it in today's video. And I'm also at the end going to be giving some helpful tips for the Heavenly Dungeon raid, whatever you would call it. It's called a dungeon in game, but it's kind of like a raid. Of course, because I missed yesterday's upload because I was sick, I'm going to be trying to upload maybe back to back next week just to kind of make up for that missed upload. I will be showing the first upgrade on screen now. The first upgrade, we can see that Jellal is at 5700 damage every 6 seconds with 22.5 range, which is already a big increase, of course a big increase from the base one. Now, my Jellal is only level 86, and it has Superior 3. Like I mentioned, it's only level 86. It is Evo though, and at upgrade 1, it only has about 1500 damage. So, you were already witnessing a massive increase. Now, if you didn't know, Unique is a 400% increase. It's 300%. Plus the original unit you can place, which is 100%, so that's 400% increase in total, okay? And it also gives a slight SPA and range buff, so it's a very good trait, especially on units you can only place 3 of. It is a massive buff on units you can only place 3 of. And at the first upgrade, it is already blowing out the normal Jellal. Now, of course, unique Jellal isn't really something you can achieve, but you should still try your best to get regular Jellal, because Jellal is a very, very solid hill unit. So try your best to get Jellal, and if you need tips on defeating that Heavenly Invasion dungeon, stick around to the end of the video and I'll be going through some of those. The second upgrade, we can already see that the Jellal is at 11,000 damage every 6 seconds with 23.6 range. Now the SB and range won't be that much of a difference, we're talking about the damage here, but already 11,000 damage every 6 seconds, it is absurd. If you somehow are able to get your hands on this unit, that is amazing, but of course that's not really doable. And hey, if you guys have any video suggestions, leave them down below or join my Discord server and some in the video suggestions channel, because I'm looking to record a good bit of videos this weekend, trying to get a lot more uploads up next week, so make sure you go check that out. Leave some suggestions if you want to see your suggestion in a future video, and of course I'm going to try to be recording the part 3 of using your guys' teams. I've just done a few informational videos here and there and some showcases. I'm starting to mix it up so it isn't just challenges, so I hope you guys do like that. Next up, we can see the Jellal is at almost 16,000 damage every 5.6 seconds with 24.7 range, which is crazy. And I will be using my regular Jellal to showcase the AoE size, but that will be my non-unique version. So don't get confused when in the AoE size pictures you see that the Jellal has, or one of the Jellals has a lot less damage than the other. That's just because in the pictures where I'm showing the AoE, that is my Jellal. On upgrade 3, we have 23,000 damage every 5.6 seconds with 25.9 range. Already, that is just an absurd amount. It's actually crazy how much damage this Jellal is doing. The DPS at max is just, I can't believe it. The DPS at max is absolutely crazy. If you somehow get your hands on this, that is a very big W. Next upgrade, upgrade 4, we're at 31,000 damage every 5.1 seconds with 27 range. We went up another, I think around 8k damage, and it was the cost of 4,500, which is just crazy. On upgrade 5, we see 40, or a little bit over 47,000 damage every 5.1 seconds with 28.1 range. We can see that on upgrade 6, we're going to get Grand Chariot, and I mean, the damage, I will say it so much this video, is absolutely crazy. Unique is just a trait that's so hard to achieve, and the bothering part is, even if you get unique, on some units it isn't even worth it, because it's a 400% increase, which would be 300% plus the base. So on units you can place 4 of, it's a slight buff, but not as much as 3. If you can place 3 of a mythic and you get unique, for example, you could take Stark, who you can only place 3 of. If you get unique on your Stark, it is going to be such an increase. It is a very, very big W. On upgrade 6, Grand Chariot, we can see that we bump all the way up to 57,000 damage every 5.1 seconds with 29.2 range. To put that into perspective, that is 11,200 damage per second. And of course, it's not a single target, so it's hitting multiple enemies. On Jellal, I wouldn't say it's super overpowered. Like, there's definitely, like, I would feel like Divine is better than Unique in this case, because you can place 4, but if you could only place 3 of Jellal, it would be such a busted trait. Of course, Jellal is the new dungeon unit, which is really cool. I think it's cool that they kind of added the 5.5 version of this update a little bit sooner, instead of making us week like 2 weeks or whatever it is. So that's very cool. And I don't know why they called it a dungeon though. I feel like they should have just called it a raid. I think the only reason they called it a dungeon was because they wanted people to do it whenever, which I guess is cool, but they still probably could have called it a raid. Anyways, moving on to upgrade 7, we're right below 80,000 damage at 78,000 every 4.7 seconds with 29.8 range. And then for 11,000, you're going to get 1 upgrade away from max and put yourself at 110,000 damage every 4.7 seconds with 30.3 range. To put that into perspective, that is 23,400 damage per second that a singular Jellal is outputting. And then finally, for 15,000, you max out the Jellal and you are at 220,000 damage every 7.7 seconds with 30.9 range. And of course, that means Jellal's final DPS with Unique is 28,600, which is just absurd. That is a incredibly high amount of DPS there. But if you guys didn't know, some of the Velk forms, I believe it's True Heart, what I think it's called True Heart, that is, I believe it's 28,000 DPS, it's 28 or 27,000 DPS, so just about the same as a Unique Jellal, and that's an achievable unit. So if you can, go get yourself the Urza, and make sure you evolve that Urza. And of course, any of the forms are really good, but I think ideally, you want the crit chance one, which is Velk, or you want the one with bleed, which is True Heart. So those would be ideal, but if you don't get them, you don't get them. You could still get Lightning. I just think Lightning is probably the worst one. The only upside with Lightning is that it is a heal unit, so that's only like 25 or 23,000 DPS. I don't really remember. But the fact is that there are some regular units that are very achievable for you guys that are almost the same DPS as a Unique Jellal or crazy. So make sure you try to get your hands on those units. I want to hear what you guys think about this update. What do you guys think about all the new features they've added? Let me know down below and give it a rating out of 10 in the comment section. I'm hoping that my next video will be a challenge video for you guys. It'll be a little bit longer in case you guys do like that style. And of course, some tips for the Heavenly Invasion dungeon. Run with 6 people, please. If you're not winning, you're wasting 200 gems or 100 of the new currency. Go to the Anime Adventures Discord server. There is a specific chat for dungeons. Go in there, and there are people asking all day. So find someone to play with, queue up with them, and run as many as you would wish. Trust me, it's going to help you out a bunch. And also, make sure whoever you're running with, you organize before the game, because trust me, this happened one time with me. We went into a game and none of us really brought in a Kainu or a different hill unit, and we got completely screwed over. Because in Heavenly Invasion, there are super buff air units. So please make sure you bring some hill units to take care of them. All you gotta do, communicate with the people you're queuing with, find out who's gonna bring in a Kainu and focus on them. And of course, everyone should probably have Stark. Stark is a very solid W, especially for raids. And please don't farm at the start of the game. Everyone should probably be focusing on defense around then, and then once it gets a little bit more smoothed out, people can farm if they wish. But I don't farm when I do the raids or dungeons, whatever you call them. I don't farm the entire time. I solely focus on upgrading my units, and I haven't had any issues. And no, I don't know the odds of getting Jellal, so don't ask me that down below. The odds are not released, and so we don't really know. If you guys are wondering about when I got Jellal, I got my Jellal just after, I'd say, about 40 rewards. And I was getting 2x rewards most of my dungeons, so it was about 20 dungeon runs that I got my Jellal after. So really good, actually. I think I got pretty lucky with that, which I'm glad about, because I really didn't want to have to continuously grind those, because it was really taking a hit on my gem count. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you found today's video enjoyable or helpful, consider leaving a like and subscribing, and of course, I'll see you guys next time.